Our guiding question was, did the United States fight a total war in World War I and looked at it through U.S. intervention in the Russian Civil War? To understand what the United States was fighting for, one must look at the events preceding the war. In 1917, Russia was fighting a total war against Germany. This put all of their resources onto the front lines of the World War, as casualties were great on the Eastern Front. This led to poor working conditions in factories, and many people were outraged, causing rioting to start and the start of food strikes in Petrograd, which is now called St. Petersburg. This ultimately led to the Russian Revolution. These riots led to utter chaos for the next couple of months, and from the ashes of this chaos rose the Bolsheviks, a political party led by Stalin, as he took the citizen side and that Russia should focus its power on the people instead of the war. This rise would end Tsar Alexander's reign and his brother's short reign thereafter, and the revolution would come to an end. This rise also concerned the Allies, as the Bolsheviks would pull Russia out of the war eventually, and Germany would then direct their attention on the Western Front, something the Allies couldn't afford. This ended up happening when the Bolsheviks and the Central Powers created the Treaty of Brest-Litovsk, and many major concessions of land by Russia happened. This gave up 25% of Russia's population and 75% of its natural resources. This angered the non-communist white parties that were opposing the Bolsheviks and led to rioting. The Bolsheviks tried to stop this by creating the wedge, or splitting up the parties, and ended up leading to the Russian Civil War. This prompts the U.S. and the rest of the Allies to intervene to not only keep the Eastern Front alive, but to keep the spread of communism minimum.
In 1918, the Allied powers and the US were afraid that the Bolshevik revolutionaries, who had taken power in Petrograd and Moscow, would end the war with Germany. This would allow Germany to send its troops from the Eastern Front to the Western Front, thus nullifying the American presence in the West. To prevent this, an international force under British command was sent to Russia to fight the revolutionists and to protect and secure the supplies and ports, the lines of communication by water and rails into the interior. About 4,600 American troops joined the Allied units in September of 1918. Many of these men were from Michigan. This military intervention was taking part in Archangel, a province in the northwest of Russia, and was nicknamed the Polar Bear Exhibition. Their strategy was to advance south and east to join Russian and foreign anti-Bolshevik armies hundreds or even thousands of miles away. When the war with Germany had ended, the Americans wondered why they were still in combat. This led to severe moral problems among the American troops, including an alleged mutiny in March 1919 by members of one company in Archangel, and the presentation of an anti-war petition by members of another company in the same month. Troops were ready for a new American commander, who arrived in Archangel in April 1919 with orders to withdraw. As soon as navigation opened in June, the American forces left northern Russia. Considering this intervention, the US did not wage total war. The troops had little information on what their purpose and their orders were. This exhibition was not necessary to win the war and had little influence on its outcome.